The mysterious arrival. In the sprawling reaches of the interstellar kingdom of Seraphina, a sense of unease spread as news of a strange arrival circulated. The inhabitants, known for their caution and adherence to tradition, whispered among themselves about the mysterious alien ship that had crash-landed on the outskirts of their kingdom. The alien vessel was unlike anything they had seen before, sleek and metallic with an otherworldly glow, hinting at advanced technology. Princess Elara, the alien in question, was a regal figure adorned in shimmering silver scales that reflected the light like a million tiny stars. Her eyes, deep and vibrant, held the secrets of a distant galaxy. She had been on a diplomatic mission when her ship malfunctioned, forcing her to make an emergency landing. Now stranded and alone, she faced the daunting task of surviving on an unfamiliar planet. The Seraphians, wary of outsiders, viewed the alien princess with suspicion. Their xenophobic tendencies prevented them from offering help, and Princess Elara was left isolated, her presence an enigma that sparked both fear and curiosity. Despite the murmurs and glances directed at her crashed ship, no one dared to approach, leaving the princess to fend for herself in an alien land. Amidst the atmosphere of fear and uncertainty, a lone human named Mark arrived on Seraphina. An adventurer and explorer by nature, Mark had journeyed from Earth with a thirst for discovery and a heart full of empathy. Unlike the Seraphians, Mark's spirit of adventure and compassion drove him to investigate the mysterious crash site. As Mark approached the alien vessel, he could see Princess Elara standing by her ship, her gaze fixed on the horizon. Her regal bearing and ethereal beauty struck him, but it was the look of vulnerability in her eyes that moved him to action. Ignoring the warnings and superstitions that held the Seraphians back, Mark walked towards the princess with a determined stride. Princess Elara, initially startled by the human's approach, soon recognized the kindness in Mark's eyes. She extended a delicate hand towards him, a silent gesture of trust and hope. Mark took her hand without hesitation, forging an unspoken bond between two beings from vastly different worlds. In that moment, the barriers of fear and prejudice began to crumble. Together, they communicated through gestures and basic words, overcoming the language barrier with mutual understanding and patience. Mark learned about Elara's mission and the challenges she faced, while Elara discovered Mark's adventurous spirit and his willingness to help. Their connection deepened as they worked side by side, their combined efforts a testament to the power of unity and cooperation. As days turned into weeks, Mark and Elara became a familiar sight on the outskirts of Seraphina. They toiled tirelessly to repair the damaged ship, their bonds strengthening with each passing day. The Seraphians, though still hesitant, began to see the duo in a different light, their initial fear slowly giving way to curiosity and admiration. Mark's unwavering determination and Elara's regal grace created a dynamic that challenged the Seraphians' long-held beliefs. Their alliance symbolized a bridge between worlds, a beacon of hope that hinted at a future where fear and prejudice could be overcome by compassion and understanding. The first breakthrough. Mark and Princess Elara continued their efforts to repair the alien vessel, their days filled with hard work and growing camaraderie. The task was daunting, with the ship's advanced technology posing a significant challenge. However, Mark's resourcefulness and Elara's intricate knowledge of her ship's systems allowed them to make steady progress. One afternoon, as they were working on a particularly complex part of the ship's engine, they had a breakthrough. A piece of alien technology that had seemed incomprehensible suddenly made sense, thanks to a combination of Mark's mechanical skills and Elara's guidance. As they reconnected the last wire, the engine hummed to life, a sound that filled them with a sense of accomplishment. Elara's eyes sparkled with gratitude and relief. She turned to Mark, her expression one of profound appreciation. "Thank you," she said in her melodic voice, the words heavy with emotion. Mark smiled, feeling a deep sense of satisfaction. "We're getting there," he replied, his voice full of optimism. Their success was not just a technical achievement, It was a testament to the power of collaboration and the bond they had forged. It showed the Seraphians that cooperation between different species was possible and even beneficial. This realization began to shift the perspectives of those who had been watching from a distance. One of the first to approach them was Lyra, a young Seraphian scholar known for her open-mindedness and curiosity. She had been observing Mark and Ilara's progress and was fascinated by their teamwork. Lyra's approach marked the beginning of a gradual change in the Seraphians' attitude towards the alien princess and her human ally. Lyra offered her assistance, bringing with her a wealth of knowledge about the local resources and technology that could be of use. Her willingness to help broke the ice, and soon others followed suit. The community began to come together, united by a common goal and the desire to see Ilara return to her home. As more Seraphians joined the effort, the repairs on the ship progressed rapidly. The once solitary figures of Mark and Ilara were now part of a bustling team, their combined efforts a powerful symbol of what could be achieved when fear was replaced by cooperation. Mark and Ilara's friendship continued to blossom, their bond growing stronger with each passing day. They shared stories of their respective worlds, finding common ground in their experiences and dreams. Ilara's tales of distant galaxies and advanced civilizations captivated Mark, while his stories of Earth's diverse cultures and resilient spirit fascinated Ilara. Their interactions were a blend of humor, warmth, and mutual respect. Mark admired Ilara's wisdom and grace, while Ilara appreciated Mark's courage and empathy. Together, they were a formidable team, their partnership a beacon of hope and inspiration for all who witnessed it. Overcoming adversity. As the team continued their work on the ship, they faced numerous challenges. The advanced technology of the alien vessel was intricate and often required delicate handling. There were moments of frustration and setbacks, but the collective determination of the group kept them moving forward. One evening, a particularly difficult problem with the ship's navigation system threatened to halt their progress. The system's core was damaged, and without it, Ilara's ship would be unable to travel the vast distances required to return home. The team worked tirelessly, but the complexity of the technology seemed insurmountable. Ilara, feeling the weight of her stranded situation, began to lose hope. She stood by the ship, gazing at the stars and wondering if she would ever see her home again. Mark noticed her distress and approached her, placing a reassuring hand on her shoulder. "We'll figure this out," he said gently. "We've come this far, and we're not giving up now." Ilara looked at him, her eyes reflecting both gratitude and sorrow. "I don't want to be a burden," she admitted. "Your people have already done so much." Mark shook his head, his expression resolute. "You're not a burden. We're in this together, and we'll find a way." Inspired by Mark's unwavering support, Ilara found renewed strength. She shared more detailed information about the navigation system with the team, and together, they brainstormed solutions. Lara's extensive knowledge of local technology proved invaluable, and with her help, they began to make progress. Days turned into nights as the team worked around the clock. Their combined efforts, fueled by a shared sense of purpose and camaraderie, brought them closer to a solution. The breakthrough came unexpectedly, with a creative approach that combined Seraphian and alien technology in a way that had never been attempted before. The navigation system came to life, its complex circuitry humming with newfound energy. Ilara's eyes lit up with joy and relief as the system completed its diagnostic checks successfully. The team erupted in cheers, their collective triumph a testament to their perseverance and unity. The successful repair of the navigation system was a turning point, not just for Ilara's journey home, but for the Seraphians as well. It demonstrated the incredible potential of collaboration and the importance of overcoming prejudices to achieve common goals. Mark and Ilara's bond grew even stronger as they celebrated their victory. Their friendship had become a symbol of hope and change, inspiring others to embrace the possibilities of cooperation and understanding. The barriers that once separated the Seraphians from the unknown began to crumble, replaced by a newfound sense of curiosity and openness. The final preparations. With the navigation system repaired, the team turned their attention to the remaining tasks needed to get Elara's ship fully operational. The sense of accomplishment and camaraderie fueled their efforts, and they worked tirelessly to complete the repairs. Mark and Elara continued to lead the team, their partnership a shining example of what could be achieved when different cultures and species worked together. The once skeptical Seraphians were now fully invested in the mission, their initial fears replaced by a sense of purpose and unity. As they neared the final stages of the repairs, Elara took the opportunity to learn more about Seraphina and its people. She was fascinated by their traditions and way of life, and her genuine interest helped bridge the gap between her and the Seraphians. In turn, the Seraphians were intrigued by Elara's stories of distant galaxies and advanced civilizations, expanding their horizons and challenging their preconceptions. One day, as they were working on the final touches of the ship, Mark and Elara took a moment to reflect on their journey. They stood together, looking at the repaired vessel with a mixture of pride and anticipation. "We've come a long way," Mark said, his voice filled with gratitude. "It's amazing what we've accomplished together." Elara nodded, her expression thoughtful. "Indeed, this experience has taught me so much about resilience, cooperation, and the strength of the human spirit." Mark smiled, his eyes reflecting the same sentiments. "And it's taught me about the power of unity and the importance of looking beyond our differences." As they prepared for the final test of the ship's systems, the entire community gathered to witness the momentous event. The atmosphere was charged with excitement and hope, a testament to the transformative power of their shared journey. The ship's engines roared to life, its sleek form rising gracefully from the ground. The crowd erupted in cheers, their collective joy a powerful affirmation of what they had achieved together. Elara's eyes filled with tears of gratitude as she looked at the faces of those who had helped her, their expressions a mix of pride and admiration. Mark stood by her side, his heart swelling with a sense of fulfillment. Their journey had been challenging, but it had also been deeply rewarding. They had forged bonds that transcended species and cultures, creating a legacy of cooperation and understanding that would endure long after Elara's departure. The farewell. As the day of departure approached, the reality of Elara's imminent journey back to her home world began to sink in. The bond she had formed with Mark and the Seraphians had become deeply meaningful, and the thought of leaving them behind was bittersweet. Elara spent her final days on Seraphina expressing her gratitude to everyone who had helped her. She shared stories of her home world, giving the Seraphians a glimpse into her life and culture. Her presence had left an indelible mark on the community, and her departure would be felt keenly by all. On the day of her departure, the entire community gathered to bid her farewell. It was a moment of mixed emotions, with joy and sadness intertwined. Elara stood before the crowd, her regal bearing and serene expression a testament to her strength and grace. "Thank you," she said, her voice carrying the weight of her gratitude. "Your kindness and support have made it possible for me to return home. I will always cherish the bonds we've formed and the lessons I've learned." Mark stepped forward, his eyes reflecting the depth of their friendship. "We're going to miss you, Elara. You've shown us the power of unity and the importance of looking beyond our differences. You've left a lasting impact on all of us." Elara smiled, her eyes shimmering with unshed tears. "And you, Mark, have shown me the strength of the human spirit and the beauty of compassion. I will carry these memories with me always." The crowd erupted in applause, their collective emotions a powerful testament to the journey they had all shared. As Elara prepared to board her ship, she took one last look at the faces of those who had become so dear to her. With a final wave, she entered the ship, the door closing behind her. The engines roared to life, and the vessel lifted off the ground, ascending into the sky. The crowd watched in awe as the ship disappeared into the distance, a symbol of hope and the endless possibilities that awaited them. A new beginning. In the days and weeks following Elara's departure, the impact of her presence continued to resonate throughout Seraphina. The community had been transformed by the experience, their perspectives broadened and their hearts opened to the possibilities of the unknown. Mark, now a beloved figure in the community, continued to explore and learn from the Seraphians. His adventures and discoveries were fueled by the lessons he had learned from Elara and the bond they had shared. He became a bridge between the two worlds, sharing knowledge and fostering understanding. Lyra, inspired by the collaboration and friendship she had witnessed, dedicated herself to furthering the connections between Seraphina and other worlds. She worked tirelessly to promote openness and curiosity, encouraging others to embrace the unknown and seek out new experiences. The once isolated and cautious community of Seraphina had been transformed into a vibrant and dynamic society, driven by a shared sense of purpose and unity. The barriers of fear and prejudice had been replaced by a spirit of cooperation and mutual respect. Mark often found himself gazing at the stars, wondering about Elara and the adventures she was having in her distant galaxy. He knew that their paths might never cross again, but the bond they had formed would always be a part of him. As he stood on the outskirts of Seraphina, looking at the horizon, he felt a sense of fulfillment and anticipation. The journey he had embarked on with Elara had changed him, and he knew that there were countless more adventures waiting to be discovered. The legacy of unity, years passed, and the story of Mark and Elara became a legend in Seraphina. Their journey was remembered as a pivotal moment in the community's history, a time when fear and prejudice had been overcome by the power of unity and compassion. The lessons they had learned continued to inspire future generations. The Seraphians embraced a spirit of exploration and openness, seeking out new experiences and forming connections with other worlds. The bonds that had been forged with Elara and Mark served as a guiding light, reminding them of the importance of looking beyond their differences and working together for a common goal. Mark, now an elder in the community, shared his stories with the younger generation, passing on the wisdom and experiences he had gained. He spoke of Elara's grace and wisdom, and the incredible journey they had shared. His tales inspired a new generation of adventurers and explorers, eager to follow in his footsteps. As he looked at the bright faces of the young Seraphians, he felt a deep sense of pride and hope. The legacy of unity and cooperation that he and Elara had created would continue to thrive, shaping the future of Seraphina and beyond. The community had been forever changed by their encounter with the unknown, and the bonds they had formed would endure through the ages. The story of Mark and Elara was a testament to the power of friendship, the strength of the human spirit, and the endless possibilities that awaited those who dared to look beyond their horizons. In the end, the journey they had embarked on was not just about repairing a ship or returning home. It was about forging connections, overcoming adversity, and discovering the true meaning of unity. And in that journey, they had found a legacy that would inspire generations to come.